Hi guys, this is Miss Gilman and I am going to go over the study guide for your test. So the Unit 2 assessment is coming up tomorrow, so this is going to be the study guide for it to get you ready for your test. So as you can tell on the study guide, a lot of the questions are very similar to ones that you have done on the other study guide. They are also very similar to the ones that are going to be on the test. So I'm going to run through it really quickly today. It should take about 15, maybe 20 minutes to get through all of it. Make sure you are taking notes. Make sure you're really thinking through what I'm doing. If it gets going too fast, pause the video, rewind, do what you need to do to make sure you are getting ready for your test. Okay? So Everyday Math, Unit 2 study guide, here we go. Number 1, it says solve the following number riddles. I'm a 5-digit number. My trick is I do 5 lines. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So 5-digit number. Done. My 9 is worth 9 times 1,000. That means my 9 goes here. My 4 is worth 40, so that's in the tens column, so my 4 goes here. One of my ones is worth 1. Done. My other one is worth 100 times as much. Well, that's easy. What's 1 times 100? Well, 100. Also, using our trick, there are 2 zeros, so I go 2 spots to the left. Remember, anytime you're times 10 or 100, you go to the left. Times 1/10 or 1/100th, you go to the right. That's your hint. And my other digit is a 2, so your final answer is 29,141. That's how you would do that problem. Number 2, here we go. 6-digit number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. All right, 6-digit number, done. One of my 4s is worth 400,000. Well, that's easy. It goes right here. My other 4 is worth 1/100th as much. It's a fraction, which means I'm going to go to the right. I look at my number of zeros. There are 2 zeros, so I go 2 spaces to the right. That's how I do that problem. My 5 is worth 5 tens. Well, tens column. My 8 is worth 800. Done. My 2 is worth 2. My other digit is a 0. So your final answer for this one would be 404,852. Number 3, Aubrey collects paper for recycling. When she has 100 pounds of recycling center, we'll pick it up the paper from the house. Aubrey has 25 boxes of paper that weigh about 5 pounds each. They weigh 5 pounds each. So 25 boxes, 5 pounds each. I'm going to multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So she has about 125 pounds. They pick up at 100. So should she call the recycling center? Yes, she should call the recycling center because she has about 125 pounds of paper. They come to pick it up at 100 pounds. Period. Yes, she should call, and very clearly why. You have to give details and directions as to why. Tell me what you did. Tell me what she has. This would get you an awesome score for that answer. Part B, did you have to find an exact amount to solve the problem for part A? Explain why or why not. She needed 100 pounds and she had 125. That's a big difference. Did I have to go and weigh every box myself one at a time? No. because she had way more than she needed. So did you have to find the exact number? No. She had about 125 pounds. And that is way more than the 100-pound requirement. Period. All right. Number 4, complete the table. Remember, standard notation are your numbers in regular number form. Okay. 10,000, 1,000 looks just like that. Products of 10 is where you do 10 times 10 times 10, the amount of times that you need to make that number. And your exponential form has an exponent. So the trick that we learned is 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros means it's 10 times itself 4 times. So 4 zeros, 4 tens, and my exponent is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tens means my exponent is 5. It means there are 5 zeros. 3 zeros means there are 3 tens. And it's 10 to the 3rd power. And 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 100 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I always do it this way just to make sure I don't skip a number. So 10 times itself 8 times. That's how you do that chart. All right, Susan and Gavin were playing high number toss. They created the numbers shown below. Write each player's number in standard notation. Name the player who won. So 512 times 10 to the 5th means I add 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put my commas where they need to go. So 51 million, that's a big number. 544, I need 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my commas where they need to go. 5 million. Now, this is why it's important to really write your numbers first, because just looking at this, I might think that Gavin won because he has 544. But really, Duvall won because he had 51 million. His is times 10, an extra 10. Has an extra 0. So the winner is Duvall. Explain how you know how you wrote each number in standard notation. I multiplied 512 times 100,000, and my answer was 51,200,000. I multiplied 544 times 10,000, and my answer was 544,000,000. Period. Now it says explain how you wrote each number. So you should have 2 sentences, one for each question. Do not tell me I multiplied. It will be wrong. Do not tell me I added the zeros. That is wrong. You need to be very clear with how you did this problem. Number 6, write the number in expanded form. There are 3 different ways that we write expanded form. I'm going to show you all 3 ways. The first way is traditional expanded form. 400,000. Plus 90,000 plus 1,000 plus 30 plus 6. Make sure that you put the plus signs in between. If you do not have the plus signs, it will be wrong. The second way we're going to do this is in place value form. So 4 times 100,000 plus 9 times 10,000 plus 1 times 1,000 plus 0 times 100 plus 3 times 10 plus 6 times 1. And finally, the last way you can do this is by doing powers of 10. Remember my trick. So 4 times 10 plus 9 times 10 plus 1 times 10 plus 0 times 10 plus 3 times 10 plus 6 times 10. Make sure that you write every digit. If you skip that 0, it will be wrong. So make sure you write every digit. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's an exponent. I know it looks like 105, but it's supposed to be a little tiny 5 right there. There we go. All right, the question is written wrong. It's supposed to be feet to inches. All right, so 1 foot is 12 inches, 2 feet is 48 inches. Remember, I'm sorry, 24 inches. The way that we do this is we literally multiply this times 12 because 1 foot is 12 inches. So 5 feet equals how many inches? So 5 times 12. 7 times 12. 10 times 12 is easy because I add that 0 at the end. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 1 is 8. That's how you do that chart. When it gives you the conversions, make sure you do the whole chart. It usually gives you one sample like it does right here. So make sure that you pay attention to what you need to do. Write an expression with grouping symbols to model the number story. Use an asterisk you need to represent multiplication. Here's a hint. We were talking about inches to feet and feet to inches in the last question, and look at this question. It also talks about inches to feet and feet to inches, so pay attention. Lila's putting a small wire fence around her spice garden. The length of her garden is 5 inches short of 14 feet. What is the length around her spice garden? So first I need to figure out that 14 feet. I need to make it into inches. So 14 times 12. Now this is where it gets tricky. A lot of people are going to say, well, you add 5. Really think about it. If this is where that 14 feet is, this is where her garden ends. It's just short, it says. So am I going to add 5 or am I going to subtract 5? If you said subtract, you are correct. Equals F for fence. Remember, a number model usually has a letter for a variable for the end. 14 times 12. I'm going to start by multiplying. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. X's and O's. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 168. But that's only for the parentheses. That is not my final answer. Now I must subtract 5. 163. Your answer is 163 inches of fencing. I need that many inches of fencing. Number 9, create a mathematical model for the problem and then solve, showing your work. Knowing that I have a quotient and a remainder means I'm probably going to divide. That's the only way you can get a quotient. The quotient is an answer to a division problem. All right, Cora is selling homemade jam at the farmer's market. She needs to figure out how many boxes to buy to transport the jam to the market. Each box holds 16 jars, and she has 72 jars of jam. How many boxes should she buy? Before you do the math, listen to what I have to say. If I am carrying jam to the farmer's market and it's in a glass bottle or a glass jar, if it's not in a box, it's going to break. So I want to make sure I take all of it with me, and I need to keep it safe and in a box. So keep that in mind. 72 divided by 16. All right, I'm going to do my trick over here. 16 times 1 I know is 16. Add 16 to it, and we get 32. Add 16 again. We get 48. Add 16 again. We get 64. Oh, I'm getting close. Add 16 again, and we get 80. All right, too many times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes in there 4 times. 64, subtract. 12 minus 4 is 8. So my quotient is at the top. My quotient is my answer. It is 4. My remainder is 8. That 8 represents how many jars. I know that because that is what I was dividing. I divide jars of jam, and that shows me how many jars are left. So what does that remainder represent? Jars of jam left over. And she should buy how many boxes? Okay, if she only buys 4 boxes, that means you have 8 jars of jam just left behind. So she must buy 5 boxes to make sure that she can take all of the jam with her and to make sure that it's all safe and in a box. Number 10, make an estimate and then solve using US traditional multiplication. Use your estimate to check. 216 is close to 200 times 8. We'll keep it 8. That's fine. That's easy. 2 times 8 is 16. Add your zeros. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry my 4. 8 times 1 plus 4. 12. Carry my 1. 8 times 2 plus 1. 17. 1,728. All right. My last problem. 73, I'm going to say is close to 70. 15, I'm going to say is close to, let's make it 20. As long as it's close, that's all I care about. 7 times 2 is 14. Add my 2 zeros. My answer is going to be really close to 1,400. All right, 73 times 15. 5 times 3 is 15. Carry my 1. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus 1 is 36. X's and O's. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 7 is 7. 0 plus 5 is 5. 6 plus 3 is 9. 3 plus 7 is 10. 1,095. 1,095. There you go. And my last 2 questions before the end of our test is make an estimate and solve using division. I don't care, and your teacher won't care, whatever division way you choose. So if you want to do partial quotients, fine. If you want to do area model, fine. If you want to do traditional, fine. You want to do long division, fine. You want to do short version long division, fine. Whatever's easiest for you. All right. 549 is the same as 550. Divide that by 5. My answer is going to be about 110. About 110. 549 divided by 5. I'm going to write my facts over here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. All right, 5 goes into 5 one time. Subtract 0. Bring down my 4. 5 goes into 4 0 times. Bring down my 9. 5 goes into 49. Ooh, 9 times. 5 times 9 is 45. With 4 left over. 109, remainder 4. 794 is close to 800. Divided by 19 is close to 20. 800 divided by 20 is 40. All right, 794 divided by 19. I don't know my 19 facts, so I'm going to write them. 19, 38, 57, 76, 95. All right, we're going to go ahead and go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45. Yep, perfect. Here we go. 7 does not go into 7. How many times does it go into 79? Ooh, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. 4 times 9 I know is 76 because I already did my math. 3 left over. Bring down my 4. 19 goes into 34 one time. Subtract. 3 turns to a 2. 5, 1 with 15 left over. So 41, remainder 15. If you need help on that question, if you didn't understand the division, that is something that we've been working on. There are several videos attached to some of my lessons that you can go back and review, as well as my original lessons. So please go back and use those to help you study for this test. Your test is coming up. If you have questions or if you need help, please make sure you are asking your teacher for help. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.